One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The anxiety guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the anxiety guy.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 196. This is the Anxiety Guy podcast, and I'm your host, Dennis Simsek. This podcast episode is brought to you by the number one support site on the web for your anxiety. Head on over to anxietyexit.com, learn more about the programs, learn more about the blogs, learn more about me, and really get inspired towards your healing journey over anxiety. Now, warriors, today I'm discussing addictions. And you know what this is? This is based on behavioral, mental, emotional habits that I've been seeing all across the board, no matter what type of anxiety disorder there is. And I want to share these with you. Why? Because I want you to recognize them in your own life. If you can recognize something that you aren't really conscious of, and you realize that it is really contributing to raising your anxiety levels, then warriors, we can do something about it. Why? Because you are more than anxiety. You are not anxiety. You are not an illness. You are not an ailment. You are not going crazy. You are not these labels. You are just doing things that are causing you to feel a certain way and to act in an opposing manner than your true divine intelligence self. So let's get into these. And can I just say that I've done 4 out of 5 of these during my entire life until my healing journey started. Okay? So don't label and overjudge yourself for currently acting on these behaviors, these addictions. It's okay. We're here for healing. Number 1, addiction that is causing you further anxiety is being a workaholic. And here's what it means in the mind of a workaholic. It means that if I work hard enough, I don't have to feel inferior. I don't have to be reminded of my past. And I can feel significant finally. The last part about this is really important, the idea of feeling significant. So many people add more projects to their list because it makes them feel a certain way. It doesn't make them feel like a mistake anymore. It feels like they are contributing to the world and they are a part of society. But this is just another way to stuff aside the very things that you haven't dealt with yet. Why? Because your bodily symptoms, your emotional symptoms, your mental symptoms are all a manifestation of what's going on in your subconscious mind and body. And it's trying to get your attention. And if you continue to be a workaholic, all you're doing is stuffing it further and further aside, and it will continue to show up in every aspect of your life. And I'm talking about anxiety. Number 2 addiction, worry. If I continue to worry over every aspect of my life, I'll know that I can catch a difficult situation before it arises. Does that sound like you? I bet it does. I'll also stay within my comfort zone and uncertain situations will not arise. Interesting. How's that going for you, by the way? How is worry positively adding to your life? How is worry contributing to you living a life of flow, a life of balance, a life of not so much happiness, because happiness is a state, and you come in and out of happiness, but I'm talking about pleasantness, to live a pleasant and virtuous life, warrior. This is an addiction. Worry is an addiction, and it provides people something. And that something is a false illusion over a result that they believe that they're getting. If I continue to worry, I won't manifest the worst scenario. If I continue to worry, I'll make sure that I'll be prepared for something that's going to show up. Worry is a part of my identity. Worry is a part of my persona. False, 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 false. Worry is habit, and habits can change, and they are changing. They are changing. So make sure that you're focusing on the change work that is happening in your life, because it's so easy to focus on how far you still have to go, isn't it? It's so easy. Third addiction that's causing you further anxiety, perfectionism. Meaning, if I stay shooting for and being perfect, deep within me, I'll feel a sense of pleasing mom and pleasing dad or any other authority figures from my past. If I stay perfect, I'll also feel a sense of accomplishment, fulfillment, and have an identity for myself rather than see myself as a mistake. All of these addictions make us feel complete in some way. It provides us something, but that completion is very much an illusion, okay? These things that you believe, these addictions are creating within you, are all false. It's like a false sense of security. And I want you to understand that when it comes to perfectionism, I've been there. I've tried to be perfect in every which way, and the moment a mistake showed up, the moment I did something that I believed was wrong, my goodness, did I ever tell myself? I told myself, I punished myself. And you know what? It led to further anxiety. Does this sound like you? Are you addicted to perfectionism? Number 4 reason is self-criticism. This is an addiction. By far, it's an addiction. Self-criticism goes something like this. If I continue to be highly self-critical, I'll stay aligned with how my parents treated me, which deep down I still believe is the right thing to do. Self-criticism is also a manifestation of the conditioning we were under as children, and the messages today of hustle, fight, etc. we hear all over the world. You know, I'm not a really big fan of hustling and fighting, because the more you hustle, the worse it becomes for your mental, emotional, and physical state, which means that the very thing that you're trying to hustle towards, you're not really giving it everything that you have deep down. You're not giving it your intelligence. You're not giving it the open-mindedness that you need to. You know, by fighting things and by hustling, what's happening is you're depleting yourself. And the more you deplete yourself, the more it's going to feel like an uphill climb, when in fact, if you can replace fighting and hustling, the road ahead could be much, much simpler than what it seems like right now. Number 5 addiction, and this is interesting right here, is the rejection. There is an addiction to rejecting new ideas and perspectives, okay? I mean, maybe not at a conscious level, but at an unconscious level. And what this means is if I accept something new about myself, others may not accept it. It goes against what I believe is a component of my identity, and I'll never be able to maintain it anyway, due to what's already been habit. So what happens is we think and feel the limits, the doubts, the fears within us, and we accept it instantly, key word, instantly, rather than questioning the validity of this response. This isn't you. Wake up. Warrior, wake up. Being a workaholic is not you. Being a worryful human is not you. Perfectionism is not you. Self-criticism is not you. Rejecting new ideas, staying closed-minded, and being open to new perspectives, right? This is not you. Okay, all of these things I've mentioned today are things that you may be doing unconsciously and consciously to stuff away the very things that you need to look straight in the eyes. Your fears and recognizing where they came from and doing something about it. These addictions come from thinking that these tendencies are the reasons for our survival and successes in the aspects of our lives that we are proud of. But I can promise you, none of these things are the reasons for your successes in those aspects. Think about that today. Warriors, are you enjoying this podcast? If you are, if it's helping you, please give it a positive rate and review. I'll see you in the next episode. And remember, always remember that you are more than anxiety. Bye, guys.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.